Ooh, today we're gonna learn how to easily defeat Team Go Rocket grunts, as I'll explain to you guys how to actually figure out what typing are we fighting and how to counter the typing, the specific typing that we are encountering. Alright, so hi to all of you guys. Alright, so first things first though, how do we identify and know which Pokestop to go to actually encounter Team Rocket grunts? Well, I'll show you guys first of all. So let me go and bring my screen up. So in order to identify which Pokestop there are grunts on, you can see in the distance over there, there are actually two Pokestops that are dark in color, like black in color, and it's shaking over there. It means there's a grunt on it. It has invaded the Pokestop and we'll have to go there to fight the Team Rocket grunt. I actually learned that not everyone actually knows about this. So if you see in the distance over there again, the Pokestop that's shaking over there and is moving next to the power spot of the Drillbur, that has a grunt on it. Alright, so let's go over there and we're gonna see what I can show you guys. Okay, we are approaching the very first Team Rocket. Alright, we just found the very first Team Rocket grunt. So by the way, this tutorial is gonna be very basic to actually teach people, those who have problem taking down the grunt, to actually take down the grunt much easily, because I've conducted a few rocket training, rocket Thursdays, and I found that there are some people who do not know how to identify what typing the grunt is using, and even what to use against the grunts itself. So first things first though, let's go ahead to tap on the grunt. So you can tap on the grunt or the Pokestop. So if you tap on the Pokestop, then you can spin the Pokestop. Once you press X at the bottom, the grunt will actually appear for you to fight. So there are a total of 18 typings in Pokemon GO, and there's also some grunts that are very difficult to fight, like the Snorlax grunt, etc. So in order to see what typing it is, the grunt will say, hey you, blah blah blah, and then again there's nothing, blah blah blah. So once you tap to this particular part over here, where there's no text speech from the grunt itself, it says over here, do you know how hot Pokemon Fire Breath can get? So like I said, because there are 18 typings, I'm not going to go through every single typing with you guys, but this basically fire typing. So if you guys do not know how to identify what typing it is, very simple. Alright, so just go ahead to tap battle. Alright, tap on your first Pokemon. Alright, you make sure you tap on your first Pokemon or whichever Pokemon you want. So you can see on the right side, alright, after the word search, alright, you can see there's a question mark on it. Tap on it. So when you see the word question mark, and then it shows you this, rock, water, ground. This is the type effectiveness. So it shows that these typing are super effective against fire type Pokemon. Aha! So then it gives you a clue that rock, water and ground would do super effective damage to the fire typing that this particular grunt actually has, the Pokemon has. So in order to find rock, water and ground, alright, there are two ways to do it. One is you can search over here, tap the search bar and type rock, okay, comma, water, alright, comma, ground. So from there, you can see your Pokemon over here, and you can then sort by combat power or whatever you want to sort, and you can go through to see what Pokemon you want to choose. Of course, I have really strong Pokemon, but it depends on what you have. Of course, if you do not catch any Pokemon and do not have like access to good mons, slowly build up your team. So the second way of doing it, if you do not know how to spell some of the words, or you don't want to take your time to spell, you can actually tap the search button. Okay, you can see it appears like this. Alright, you can see the word right side over there, see more. Tap on the word see more. Alright, and scroll all the way to the very bottom. Alright, you can see past the regional, past the appraisal, you can see Pokemon type. So it shows you normal, fighting, flying, blah blah, all the way to the fairy typing. So remember, it says rock, water and ground. So let's go to look for rock. Okay, we tap on rock. Nice. Okay, so now that our rock type Pokemon are out, what we want to do is also like add on the other two typing, right? You can tap on the search bar again, alright, and then same thing, scroll all the way down once more, look for water. Okay, tap on water. Okay, now two typings came out. Let's tap on the search bar one more time because we got three typings, right? So scroll all the way down again to the water typing there, I mean the Pokemon typing again, and look for ground. So now we got rock, water, ground. Nope, that's not gonna work. Okay, so the way to do it, you basically have to put comma, but you cannot put comma like this. So what I would recommend to do is to basically select your rock typing first. Alright, so select your rock typing. The easier one is to spell it out. That's how I normally do it. So you can look for rock typing Pokemon and see which rock typing you would like to use. Alright, and then from there, once you select your mon, you can actually just choose and see whether you have any good water typing to choose also. So you can tap on the water, go through it, see which water typing you would like to choose, and likewise for the ground, also the same thing, go for the ground individually, choose it. Alright, so that's the way, one way to do it also if you do not want to spell it out. But if you actually do spell it out like what I did, rock, water, ground, aha, now this is the thing. How then do we know what moves would our Pokemon have? So in order to know what moves and whether they are using rock, water or ground moves, you can see the question mark again. See the symbol. The rock looks like basically a rock. The water looks like a water droplet, and the ground looks like some mountain symbol, right? So in order to know what typing of moves that your Pokemon have, you can hold down on any of the Pokemon, like for 1 second, boom, and it shows you the moves that it has. So you can slide your finger to the second Pokemon, slide your finger to the third, slide your finger to the fourth, slide your finger to the fifth, and so on and so forth. You can also hold one, let go, hold one, let go, hold one, let go to see all the moves. So as of now, because I can see that my water and dragon Palkia, Origin Palkia, is running Dragon Breath and Spatial Rend and Aqua Tail. It's not exactly the best Pokemon to use against fire, because Dragon do not do super effective damage to fire, because we know there are 3 typings that will do super effective damage to fire. So of course Groudon will work, Mud Shot and Precipice Blade. So yes, we can use that. Alright, Kyogre also works, so we can use that. This one has Dragon Breath, so we ain't gonna use that at all. So this one has Mud Shot and Earthquake for the Garchomp, we can use that, so we can scroll down and do the same for the rest. So Nihilego, you can see it's out, right, but it shows Poison Jab for mine. So it doesn't have any rock move at all, fast move, so I think I'm not going to use this. So we can slowly set our team. Alright, so for the Ursaring, also Tackle and High Horsepower, nah, we're not going to use it. But for me, I've already set my team. Alright, I only usually use 2 Pokemon. The last Pokemon I usually set as my buddied Pokemon. And once you have selected 2 of your Pokemon, now I've selected Kyogre, and the other one is also my other Kyogre. Alright, so you then can go into the battle straight and try and fight. Of course, I understand some of you guys may not have the right mons or whatsoever. After this battle, I'll show you guys how to choose the mons to actually change some of the moves also, because if you do not know what moves your Pokemon would have, then you will have a problem taking it down also. So we're going to take this down very, very quickly. I know some of you guys will be saying, hey Brandon, I do not have Kyogre to fight the Tepig or whatsoever, the fire type run. Yes, I totally understand. So like I said, you would have to see what Pokemon you have based off the 3 typings or whatever typing that will do super effective damage to the grunt that you are fighting. At the same time, I'll share with you guys one more thing, very, very important. Alright, so you guys can see when I use water or rock, I would resist the fire. So the last one, I'll just use a very, very hard hitting moves. The first and the second, usually I'll farm down using the fast move. So if you were to use Mud Shot with the Groudon, it's not going to be able to take down the 2 Pokemon very, very effectively with just fast moves alone. Every time you use a charge move, it spends 9 seconds to actually do that. So that's not going to be ideal if you have to do like 2 or 3 charge moves as opposed to just 1. Alright, so that's much quicker than actually doing multiple charge moves. Alright, there we go. We got the Tepig over here. And there's also a way to also quickly catch the Shadow Pokemon without it doing its attack. But I'm not going to demonstrate it over here in this video, because this video, like I said, I'm not teaching the like advanced techniques, but there's a way to do it, and you need to be very, very quick, very, very fast. You need to know how to do the C-throw, you know how to basically detect that the ball is literally out on the screen, a white color one, and you basically just throw the ball as quickly as you can. Alright, that's how I normally do, and that's how I normally catch. So now the question is, how do I know which Pokemon has water or rock or ground typing or whatever typing that I need to use against the Pokemon that I'm trying to fight? So let's say, for example, if you're looking for any water typing, that would be good. So you can always go to the Pokemon itself. So you can always type like just now the rock, water and ground over here. Alright, so all the same Pokemon will appear, right? So I'm not sure, let's say if I'm not sure whether Palkia, Origin Palkia actually has a water type fast move or not, I would like to use this, right? So what we can do is go to the Pokedex. So you can tap on the bottom right, the 3 lines, tap on the Pokedex, alright, and scroll to the part where it shows Caught, Info, and Battle. Alright, tap on the Battle, and it shows you the type effectiveness. Hence, it does super effective damage to fire. You can see over there, are weak to that. And also, you can see that under the fast move, it only has Dragon Breath and Dragon Tail. So it doesn't have a water fast move. So ain't gonna be good if we were to use that against the grunt. But let's see Nihilego now. Remember, we needed a rock type moves, right? So let's go to check out the Pokedex. Same thing, remember, go here, the Pokedex, tap the battle, scroll down and see, okay, so it has access to Pound, Acid, and Poison Jab. Nah, it doesn't have any rock type moves, or even ground type moves, or even water type moves, so ain't too good. Another thing though, if you actually use the same typing of the move as the Pokemon itself, say for example Nihilego, you use rock typing moves, there will be same type attack bonus which does 20% extra more damage. But if you were to use Pound, which is a normal type move, there is no same type attack bonus. Likewise for many other Pokemon also, if you do not have same type attack bonus, it doesn't do as much damage. So as for Kyogre, the one that I'm using, alright, it has only one fast move, Waterfall, which is basically the best water move to actually fight against a grunt. Alright, likewise for Shadow Gyarados also, that works. Alright, so hopefully you guys found that tip useful for you guys. We're gonna fight the second grunt and let's see what typing it is, and I'll give you guys a few more tips. Okay guys, we've just made our way to the next grunt. Okay, so we're gonna tap on the grunt now. We don't have to tap the Pokestop. So like I said, you can either tap on the Pokestop, spin it, or if you have a Go Plus and it spun the Pokestop, you can just instantly tap the grunt itself. It saves you one extra tap to not tap the X button. Alright, so let's see what typing is this. Alright, whenever there's light, there is also shadow. It means it's a dark typing grunt. So it will use a dark typing Pokemon, including mons that are actually like Alolan, Mug, etc., which is not going to be weak to fighting or even weak to fairy. So remember the same thing, tap on battle. Alright, if you guys also noticed just now, the very first one that we fought, the fire type one, instantly my two Kyogres came out, and this one would be my Groudon and also my Shadow Machamp. So the reason for that when it automatically comes out is because once you have actually set your team once, it will then lock in, and every time when you fight the same grunt, the same typing grunt, and especially the same gender, because that's male and female also depending on what typing it is, it will set in and lock in. So once you fight the grunts over and over again, you set your team once for each of every single possible like grunt typing and also gender, it will all be set in and you are good to go. You can just keep fighting without the need to keep on selecting your mons over and over again. So for the sake of today's tutorial, same thing, if let's run under the assumption I do not know what to use against this particular grunt at all. So let's tap on the first Pokemon, tap on the question mark icon. So it shows that this Pokemon, this typing, are super effective against dark typing Pokemon. Aha! So we got Fighting, Bug, and Fairy. Okay, so we will use Fighting, Bug, or Fairy. Alright. So the way to remember for the dark type, BFF, alright, not best friend forever, but Bug, Fairy, and Fighting, that will be super effective to dark typing Pokemon. So for this particular one, I already know that it would run Alolan Mug or even a Skunk Tank, Alolan Skunk, not Shadow Skunk Tank. So hence, you know, they will only be weak to ground. So the way I play it is I'll use my Fire Punch to just take out the first mon first. Alright, so another thing though, you can also heal your Pokemon in the screen selection here, which is what I normally do. There are a lot of flies here. Alright, which is what I normally do. So I will heal, make sure everything is healed up. Alright, so you can do things really fast once you get the hang of it. Alright, so I'm slowly doing things so that you guys can see what I'm doing. So just in case you forgot to heal your mons when you're still on the overworld, you can actually just heal up over here, similar to raids too. Alright, so let's go to fight this now. Okay, so the way I fight this is I basically would just fast move. Alright, the first one, which usually is Cagnia, or right in this case is Stunky. Alright, Stunky is also only weak to ground. It's typing poison and dark. It's only weak to ground. No other typing that is weak to. Of course, I'm using a primal Groudon right now, so I'm doing slightly more damage with my mud shots. If I'm using the regular Groudon, it will take a long while. So now he's bringing Reticate. Okay, which Reticate, I can also just go with Precipice Blade. It will one-shot KO it. Okay, so I would recommend trying it, alright, to see what suits you and what team you have, what Pokemon you have in your arsenal, in your storage, to actually build a team for yourself. Okay, so let's go ahead to one-shot KO. Now the last Pokemon. Boom. Alright, great. There we go. That's that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Once you actually have everything all set in place, it becomes much easier. So I'll demonstrate one time to you guys how to do the fast catch. The moment the very bottom of the screen the ball appears, you literally have to throw the ball already. Okay, so I wasn't able to do it because the screen over there at the bottom right didn't appear the ball, but it's okay, no worries. So just before the Pokemon does its attack, you can actually throw the moment the ball basically just almost appears. Takes a bit of practice. It's quite hard to execute it, but it's possible to do, and I normally do that. Okay, but today I think I'm a bit rusty. But anyway, that's it from me, man. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video of me showing you guys how to actually make it easier for yourself to actually defeat the Team Go Rocket grunts, and maybe in the leaders also. So if you're gonna fight the leaders, there will be some tips over there, but it's not gonna be as full-fledged like the grunt. So if you guys want to practice the fight against the grunt, go ahead to do that first. Set your teams. Once it's locked in, and you will be able to fight the grunts over and over again. By the way, I'm also going to live stream myself fighting the Team Go Rocket grunts on the live stream at night. So if you guys want to join the live stream, the stream schedule is basically from 10 PM to 12 AM Monday to Thursdays for 2 hours per day. But there's one night maybe I'm gonna play insane to actually like play really hard on Thursday night. I might actually stream for 5 or 6 hours to actually fight grunts the whole night, alright, and burn through all my potions and revives. Alright, another thing though, if you guys have not checked out the membership yet, in the description down below, we have actually started our membership for our YouTube channel. Woohoo! We have custom emojis which will be coming soon, and also other things that if you guys want to add me as friend in Pokemon Go to do remote raids together, that's one way of doing it. Signing up for the highest tier membership gets you that perk. Alright, but that's it from me, man. I'll see you guys in the next episode in the next video. But also if you found this video very useful for yourself, definitely share with your community and share with your friends so that it help them to actually fight Team Rocket grunts much easier. Alright, so that's it. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode in the next video. Alright, so goodbye.